This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, it is very much appreciated. I hope you've all managed to survive the Christmas festivities if you celebrate that sort of thing. If you don't, then well, I hope you are all doing well and have had a pleasant week. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're going to take another look at a Classic Watch 26 possible. And that will be on my own personal YouTube channel, I think. But before we take a look at these horses, where can people find them? That is the question. And the question is the answer. Classic Watch 2026.great/site.net is where people are able to find these horses. You will see the site is coming together nicely now. We've got the 3 Southern Hemisphere theatres this season as opposed to the 1 last year, with the addition of New Zealand and South Africa to the website. You'll see the Roll of Honour slowly but surely coming together as we add more horses to the site. There's only about 5 or 6 horses on the site so far on a Classic Watch 2026. But as the year, that's not bad really, considering the year hasn't even started. And we are still doing the Southern Hemisphere racing to the best of our abilities. But obviously, as horses come into Europe and the USA and Japan, their arenas will also be added to the site as well. Classic Watch 2026.great/site.net. There's also the Patreon. Don't forget Newman Racing on Patreon. That is always worth checking out. There's some paid content and there's plenty of free content on there as well. Should you wish to support me, then there is options to do that as well. You can buy certain videos, or I've tried to put my content in collections as well to make it a bit easier for people. Or people can just do a flat monthly subscription as well, if they prefer. So head over to Patreon at Newman Racing as well to take a look at what's going on over there. You never know, it might be to your taste. But one last website, Classic Watch 2026.great/site.net is where people will be able to find Classic Watch 2026 moving forward. And it might contain this horse, who knows? Puerto Rico is the name of the horse in question. A horse trained by Aidan O'Brien and owned by Coolmore. The horse is sired by Wootton Bassett out of a dam called April Showers, who herself was sired by Coolmore's world-class, historic, groundbreaking stallion, Galileo. The horse bred by the April Showers Syndicate, whoever they are. Puerto Rico, an interesting horse, it's fair to say. Its first 4 runs, it didn't really look as though there was anything going on. The horse was 4th out of 13 on debut, over 6 furlongs at the Curragh, back in June 2025. So this horse has been going on the go a long run. Darren McDonough rode it that day and the horse ran to 83. The horse was then odds on for another 6 furlong maiden at the Curragh in June, where the horse was beaten a neck by Learn to Discover when ridden by Ryan Moore. But the horse did improve slightly to 87. Despite not winning in 2 maidens, they decided to press on in Pattern Company after that. And then the horse gained 2 Group 2 placed efforts despite not even winning a race. The horse was second, beaten 5 lengths by True Love on July 2025 in the Railway Stakes, where the horse again, a slight improvement, ridden to a mark of 93 when ridden by Wayne Lorden. And again, it ran at Goodwood on the 31st of July 2025 in the Group 2 Richmond Stakes. Again, over 6 furlongs on good ground, and the horse was beaten 2 lengths by Coppell, when again ridden by Ryan Moore, a racing post rating of 99. At this point, the horse had not won a race, been placed in 2 Group 2 races, and Connection still decided to press on with a Group 1 entry on the 9th of August 2025 in the Phoenix Stakes, where the horse was only 4th of 5, beaten 3 3/4 lengths by winner Power Blue, when ridden again by Wayne Lorden, and the horse only improved to a mark of 100. It was then really that whether it was a combination of the step up in trip from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs or the application of a bit of soft ground, possibly, that the horse finally, in the months of September and October, proved his worth to Connections. In September 2025, the horse actually broke its maiden in the Group 2 Champagne Stakes held at Doncaster, where the horse defeated Oxygen by 1 length, running to a Racing Post rating of 109 when ridden by Sean Levy. People note this horse has had plenty of jockeys, hasn't it? And then it made the Group 1 breakthrough on the 5th of October 2025 at Longchamp in the Group 1 Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère, where the horse defeated one of my Classic Watch 26 French possibles, Nighttime, by 2.5 lengths under yet another jockey, Christophe Soumillon, running to a mark of 115. The horse then turned in its best performance of the season and its last run, the 26th of October 2025, in its first try at a mile in the Criterium International at St. Cloud. The horse managed to beat Campersite by 1 3/4 lengths, again ridden by Christophe Soumillon, and the horse turning in a Racing Post rating of 116, which I think ties the highest that we've had so far. His Avatar, he ran to that as well. And the Hawk Mountain about the same as well. So another 116 rated horse. So if this horse really has proved a couple of things to me in its form at 2, the horse is obviously very durable. The horse has managed to run from the 4th of June all the way until the 26th of October and won 1 Group 2 and 2 Group 1 races at the end of his season. I think he probably has to go down as Europe's best and most consistent 2-year-old. But again, the first 5 runs of the horse just weren't pretty, were they? It's fair to say. The horse was not a 6 furlong horse. It was only when applied to 7 furlongs and a mile. And like I said, with possibility of soft ground entering the equation as well, that the horse, started to put his best foot forward in those last 3 runs. Rather like some of the other Classic Watch 2026 videos that I've done at this stage, this video we don't necessarily need to be a long video when looking at the pedigree of the horse, because we've looked at this dam line in the past. So what I will do is we will take a look at the first 2 dams of the horse. Then I will explain to you how this horse ties into another video that we've done. I will then add a video to that card, the card to that video, so people can look at that video in this video if they wish to. Then we will take a look at another couple of horses that I think I might have missed in the last video, and then we will watch the horse Puerto Rico win 3 times. We'll watch him win the Group 2 Champagne Stakes, and we'll watch him win the 2 Group 1 races in France as well, the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère and the Criterium International, to end his 2-year-old campaign. Before we get started, let's take a look at the horse Puerto Rico, all up to date on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. 8 starts, 3 wins, 3 places. Career earnings €431,310 and 122,690 UK pounds up to this point. Everything correct there. First, the Jean-Luc Lagardère Criterium International Champagne Stakes. Second in the Railway and the Richmond. 4th in the Phoenix, although that is wrong. That was a Group 1 race, actually. But yeah, so you see everything up to date. People will see that the dam line of Puerto Rico is dam line 16H. That is what we're interested in. So moving forward, Puerto Rico, I think, is the first foal to hit the track out of the dam. So we'll look at her now. April Showers. April Showers, a mare born in 2018, sired by Galileo, out of a dam called Butterfly Cove. People will see that April Showers raced 12 times in her career, only managing to win once, finishing second 3 times and third once. So only 5 out of 12 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €45,475 in her career. She did sneak back bits of black type form at 3. She was second in the Group 2 Kilboy Stakes at Naas, over 1 mile, 1 furlong, at Curragh, and she was also third in the group in 2 listed races, the listed Naas Oaks Trial, over 1 mile, 2 furlongs, and the Navigation Stakes, over 1 mile at Cork. All those pattern race efforts were gained at 3, but she never managed to get her head in front at the time in a pattern race level. Group 2 placed dual listed winner. There's worse first dams about than her, though, isn't there? I think it's fair to say. April Showers. We're going to take a look now at the second dam of the horse, Butterfly Cove, a mare born in 2001, sired by Stormcat out of Mr. P's Princess, a mare who was foaled in 1993 and who was sired by Mr. Prospector. People will see that the second dam of the horse, Puerto Rico, is in fact unraced, not seeing the track. But what she is this is where the horse links in to another one of my videos, it's fair to say. I've just noticed the internet has somehow crashed, but we should be okay for a couple of horses, but then I will have to pause the video again due to another internet attack on my ability to get online. The horse in question is Tenma. Tenma, trained by Bob Baffert out in the States, a filly born in 2022 and a Classic Watch 2025 possible, sired by Nyquist out of a dam called Amangasset, who herself was sired by Tappet. People see that Tenma's raced 8 times in her career, 5 wins and 2/3. Currently, only out of the first 3 in one of her 8 starts, for career earnings of $636,000 at this stage. People see Tenma at 2, winner of the Group 1 Debutante Stakes, the Group 2 Starlet Stakes, and she was also 3rd in the Group 2 Oakleaf Stakes as well. At 3, the horse managed to win the Group 2 Santa Anita Oaks, the Group 3 Las Virgin Stakes as well. She was also 3rd in the Group 3 Torrey Pine Stakes and 4th in the Kentucky Oaks last year, behind Good Cheer, the Classic Watch 2025 winner. Interesting horse, Tenma, people will see. And if people look at the horse Tenma, they will see that the third dam of the horse is in fact Butterfly Cove as well. So the second dam of Puerto Rico is also the third dam of Tenma, sold at the end of 2025 for $3.2 million to Katsumi Yoshida. So her racing career may be over, hard to tell. But I'm sure there'll be some interesting foals out of Tenma, it's fair to say. And what I can do in this video is I can link a card to the Tenma video now. That way we do not have to talk about, repeat ourselves with looking at pedigrees that we have already looked at. So I will include a card to Tenma in this video now so people can watch it if they wish. And I will do that now. And we can crack on. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at this horse as well because I'm not sure I took a look at it in the last video. The horse in question is called Market Segmentation, a mare born in 2019, sired by American Pharaoh out of a dam called Lone Lily, who was born in 2011 and is out of a stallion Medaglia d'Oro. Interesting horse, Market Segmentation. She raced 9 times in her career, 5 wins, a second and a third, 7 out of 9 starts in the first 3 for earnings of $673,050 in her career. She was a Group 1 winner. Market Segmentation won the 2023 New York Stakes held at Belmont, and she also won the Group 3 Beaugay Stakes as well as the listed Sand Spring Stakes. She was also 3rd in the Group 3 Endeavour Stakes as well in her career. Interesting horse, it's fair to say. Group 1 New York Stakes winner, Market Segmentation. I wasn't sure we looked at that one in the last video, so I thought we'll include it there. Apologies if you watched the last video and the horse is in there. But I look at so many videos, I find it sometimes difficult to remember which ones I've looked at and which ones I haven't. So that was Market Segmentation. We can take a quick look at the dam line on the historic pedigree of 16H. You will see that if you look at Puerto Rico, the horse has pretty much got its own section. The 5th dam, Repercussion, a mare born in 1966. Very easy to find on this section. There is Repercussion. It's the family of Vasiliev, another former Coolmore horse born in 1997, sired by Nureyev. And there's also a 1,000 guineas winner there, the 2011 Irish 1,000 guineas winner, Misty For Me, who is also sired by Galileo. But there's a lot more pattern race horses, and they are all discussed in the Tenma video. So, yeah, very interesting pedigree. I do think this horse is interesting, Puerto Rico, mainly due to the durability that the horse has shown. It's come back and fought many a battle. It reminds me of the horse Henri Matisse, really, a bit. Henri Matisse had plenty of runs at 2, and he came out and won the French 2,000 guineas for Classic Watch 2025 last season. Be interesting to see how the horse goes in his 3-year-old campaign, Puerto Rico. What it's time to do now, I think we can close a couple of tabs down now to save on CPU. And it's time to think about watching the horse Puerto Rico win some races. I told you this would be a fairly quick video today. We're at the race watching stage already. What we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to watch the 3 races. Then we're going to take a look at what we think of them all. And then we're going to think about ending the video. The first race we're going to take a look at was actually the 5th race of Puerto Rico's career, which took place on the 13th of September 2025 at Doncaster in the UK. His first trip over 7 furlongs came in the Group 2 Champagne Stakes on good ground. And we'll take a look at that race now. Shane Levy took the ride on the day. We will take a look at that race now, and then we'll be back to see what we think.
And away they go. Now pretty level. Cape Ashizuri is just settled off the pace because he's inclined to pull in the early stages. And Jason Hart getting some cover. Gawan on the far side. Down this near side, Puerto Rico leading Oxagon and Cape Ashizuri. Cape Orator tracking Gawan as they race through the first furlong and a half or so. And Sean Levy on Puerto Rico making the pace from PJ McDonald Gawan in second. In third is Oxagon and Oshie Murphy.
What an idiot. I forgot to reset the video, the internet, didn't I? I started the race. I know the internet don't work.
Jason Hart.
I'll be back in a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, BT Internet seems to totally have disappeared. So I've had to log in to my own mobile internet, but we should be okay on that now. So enough to watch these 3 races quickly. What we'll do is we'll go back to the start of the Champagne Stakes, and we will watch the whole race again, and we will be able to see what we think from there, I think. So without further ado, let's get cracking again, shall we?
Ready for this Betfred Champagne Stakes, and away they go. Now pretty level. Cape Ashizuri is just settled off the pace because he's inclined to pull in the early stages. And Jason Hart getting some cover. Gawan on the far side. Down this near side, Puerto Rico leading Oxagon and Cape Ashizuri. Cape Orator tracking Gawan as they race through the first furlong and a half or so. And Sean Levy on Puerto Rico making the pace from PJ McDonald Gawan in second. In third is Oxagon and Oshie Murphy. Then Cape Orator and Hector Crouch, and finally Cape Ashizuri in the hands of Jason Hart. Heading past the halfway stage, Puerto Rico down the centre of the track, shadowed by Gawan, the ACOM winner in second. Oxagon getting cover in behind the front pair, followed by Cape Orator and lastly Cape Ashizuri. Heading on now towards the final 2.5 furlongs or so, and it's Puerto Rico trying to stretch them. Gawan is about a half length down in second. Oxagon is now being asked to improve and doing so on the stand side from Cape Orator. Gawan is laying down the challenge to Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico is finding something. Puerto Rico from Gawan, then Oxagon and Cape Orator as they race inside the final furlong. Sean Levy, all guns blazing here on Puerto Rico. Oxagon trying to bridge the gap, but can't get there, and it's Puerto Rico for the Champagne. In second, Oxagon. Then back in third was Cape Orator. Gawan only fourth today, and finally Cape Ashizuri.
I thought that was a good performance from the horse, I must admit. You can see one thing was fairly clear in that race, I think, and that was that the horse clearly appreciated the step up in trip from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs there in the Champagne Stakes. Like the control commentator said, when the other horses came to him, the jockey on the day, Sean Levy, asked him, and the horse did find more, didn't it? And I thought the horse ran out a ready winner there. That was actually obviously breaking his maiden on his 5th start at Group 2 level. Not exactly a familiar path for an Aidan O'Brien horse, but the horse was highly tried, and in a way, he rewarded connections that day with a Group 2 winner. People might have raised eyebrows when they started running the horse at Group 2 level after the horse had lost in 2 maidens. But in the end, connections, I think, were proved right by that Champagne Stakes victory, and this was a decent horse. The horse on its next start then tried to make the step up to Group 1 level in a race that took place on the 5th of October 2025 at Longchamp, the Group 1 Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère in France. This horse has never won a race in Ireland, where the horse is based. That's how much their connections like Ireland. They're just based there to take advantage of it. Yeah, it is what it is. Longchamp, the next stage for the horse, Puerto Rico, and the Group 1 Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère, where again he was kept at 7 furlongs and he encountered very soft ground for the first time in his career. So let's take a look at that race now, and we will see what we think afterwards.
This is the Jean-Luc Lagardère. They're off and racing now. And the favourite here, Rayev, started from gate 4 in the green, began well, didn't have a great deal of early speed. Puerto Rico in the centre is showing early pace, and down on the inside, Compass City, along with Night Time. The outside is a bit of spirit as they approach the first turn. Deeper on the track is Vardiv. They will follow them by Time to Turn in the blue jacket down on the rail. Outside is Rayev, and then came Imperial Me Sen, and last of all is Celio de Roma. So they come down the false straight. And the leader here is Puerto Rico by a length. In second, placing a bit of spirit. Third on the inside is Compass City. They were followed then out 3 horses wide by Vardiv, and in the centre is Nighttime as they came to the top of the straight. They've still got 600 to go. Behind those horses is Imperial Me Sen, and toward the rear of the field is Celio de Roma. In the straight, Puerto Rico held together. Compass City's come off the inside. The run is there for Time to Turn to come through. On the near side is Nighttime. They were followed then by Rayev and then Imperial Me Sen. Rayev is taking a while to get going here, where it is Puerto Rico who has kicked away, goes for home, races clear of Nighttime. They were followed by Compass City, and then came Rayev, but it is Puerto Rico throughout. The first 2 to Aidan O'Brien and Christophe Sumion. Puerto Rico first. Second home has gone to Nighttime. Rayev was third. Puerto Rico gives the 2-year-old double on Arc Day to Aidan O'Brien, and Christophe Sumion wins it by probably 3.5 lengths at the end over Nighttime. Maxime Guyon. 2 away third was Rayev. Mikel Barcelona took a long time to pick up. Fourth in the race will be a Photo.
But very interesting performance that again. I thought from Puerto Rico, it was very much like the Champagne Stakes, wasn't it? The horse broke smartly, showed pretty good early pace, and when push comes to shove in the final furlong, no horse could get near him. You know, good run there for my Nighttime in second place, and the red-hot Aga Khan favourite on the day, Rayev, not one I'm with at this stage, could only finish in third position on the day. But yeah, that was a very good performance, I thought, from Puerto Rico to land his first Group 1 victory and his second victory of the season. I thought Connections then took the mickey a bit, sending the horse to St. Cloud and upping him up to a mile. They could have easily let somebody else have a go. He'd already won a Group 1 at 2 and a Group 2, but these people are greedy. You know, they upped the horse in trip again from 7 furlongs to a mile, and again they encountered very soft ground, sent off a long odds-on favourite in this race to complete the French Group 1 double of Jean-Luc Lagardère and Criterium International. Let's see how the horse went.
That's it, lined up. They're off. Away and racing the Group 1 Criterium International. Not the best of starts for New Zealand. It was a little side-on coming away from the starting stalls. Kate Orator is up there to the outside handy. Also going very much to the fore, Puerto Rico in the dark blue. New Zealand, who couldn't quite get the lead, is going to tuck in behind them in the early stages as the early tactics unfold. Camper Seat is towards the inside, yellow jacket with white sleeves, and then back down the order for Port of Spain and Piazza San Marco. The back marker early on here is Hardy Warrior. So it's Puerto Rico in front, narrowly, just a half length or so, maybe a neck. Very keen to the outside, Cape Orator. Hector Crouch trying to get this one to settle. Third place is with Camper Seat on the inside of New Zealand, the pink jacket for Wayne Lorden. Another length and a half to the next O'Brien pair. Aiden, that is, Piazza San Marco on the inside of Port of Spain, and finally Hardy Warrior for Dylan Brown McMonagle. Working back towards the home straight then, and it is Puerto Rico in front by 3 parts. Cape Orator is now being pushed along in second. Camper Seat on the running rail, still third, needs some gaps as Cape Orator drifts down. Fourth place is with New Zealand, then Port of Spain. Diving to the inside is Piazza San Marco. Hardy Warrior will come with an effort to the outer, but Puerto Rico is in front and trying to stretch further clear. It's hands and heels only. 2.5 lengths here from Cape Orator, Camper Seat. They're all rushing in behind for places only, it would appear, with 100 or so metres to cover. It is Puerto Rico kept up to the task, but firmly in command. Puerto Rico, back-to-back Group 1s, this time the Criterium International. Beat into second spot Camper Seat. Cape Orator finished in third, and then Hardy Warrior fourth. Puerto Rico follows up. Very smooth, wasn't it, as well? Simeon was just able to dictate and dominate, really. Camper Seat second, third place went the way of Cape Orator, and then fourth to Hardy Warrior, who made a little bit of ground up down the middle.
I thought that was a very, very fair assessment there by the control commentator of that race. A dominant performance there from jockey Christophe Soumillon on Puerto Rico to land the Group 1, the French 2-year-old double. It was a good performance by Puerto Rico that day. Showed to me that he was clearly the best horse on the day. Right, now it's normal time. I think this horse pretty much is a classic horse, I think. It's won 2 Group 1s over the distance, and it's also won the Group 2 Champagne Stakes. The horse has proved to be a very durable horse, I think, as well. Who knows what distance this horse will run, whether it will start its 3-year-old campaign at a mile. Is it a Guineas horse? Is it a Derby horse? Is it even a Ledger horse, a Triple Crown horse? I mean, the horse is not fazed by this step up in stamping trip, is it? It's gone from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs seamlessly. And the horse seems to have gone from 7 furlongs to a mile seamlessly as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they campaign Puerto Rico in 2026. One thing is for certain, if he takes part in a classic, he will be on a Classic Watch 2026. I think he's a fair contender, it's fair to say, at this stage. Right, I think I can leave this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who took the time to watch the video. Don't forget the Tenma card always in the video as well. But for now, what I can do is I can leave you a copy of all the Classic Watch 26 possibles on a playlist. Not all the horses on the site. This is the playlist containing all the possibles for every single horse on the site. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and there's a few UK horses making their way onto the site now as 2026 starts. Another thing I can do is I will leave you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well. That way you won't miss anything at all moving forward from my content. If you enable your notifications correctly, then the YouTube platform will let you know whenever I upload a video and you won't miss a thing. But yeah, Puerto Rico, very interesting horse. What have we got coming up this week? Well, it's New Year's Day in 2 days. Plenty of 3-year-old horses. Plenty of 2-year-old horses turning 3. And then I think the flat season will start pretty much with Maidan. Maidan off and running. And then there are other races abroad as well. And there's also National Hunt racing on New Year's Day, as also at Cheltenham, as always. And then I've noticed it's on the 4th of January, it's the older Lawless of Nays Novice Hurdle in Ireland. A Group 1 race, but that's a different sphere, a different circle altogether. I will leave this video here now. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a fantastic start to 2026 if you abide by the Gregorian calendar. And if you don't, have a fantastic week nonetheless. Look after yourselves, everybody, and your loved ones. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.